So the Olympic injury bug just will not stop. The Olympic injury bug in the NBA is something that is, or in the WNBA, something that does not seem like it's going to end anytime soon. Because we've now seen Brittney Griner go and get hurt. We've seen Brittney Griner get injured, and she got injured obviously against the Indiana Fever early in that game, as well as her teammate Diana Taurasi being injured. And you're seeing now like more. I don't know if the 12 they show up with are going to be the ones that go. And I think Team USA really do need to make a decision right now, because it might go bad. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to 21.3k by the end of the day, and right now we are 91 off. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because you're showing up to the Olympics. Like, you've got to win. You've got to win. You have to win. If you don't win, this is going to be the biggest disaster. Even if you don't win the men's, it's not going to be as big a disaster as this. If you don't win with this team, if you got this team and you don't win, because in the men's, at least, everybody knows who France have. You could lose a game. You could lose to France in the men's, and people would be like, oh man, Wemby was just too good. As bad, as embarrassing as it would be for the country to lose in basketball, there is a possibility where it's just like, man, Wemby's just too good. Or if you lose to Serbia, it's like, well, I mean, they didn't have the best team, but look, the best player on the court was for Serbia. So, look, the best player on the court can win in one-off game. It happens. Like, that could happen. But look at his team right now. Fee Collier, injured. Chelsea Gray, should not be playing basketball, injured. Like, it's very clear. Look, Chelsea Gray, if you've only just are a new WNBA fan, you would think Chelsea Gray is one of the worst starting point guards in the WNBA. Like, I'm trying to think how many teams have worse starting point guards than her. The Sky, right now that I can think of at the top of my head. Like, if you were to, again, one of my favorite players on this channel, I just really like Julie Van Loo. But if you were a new fan, you would think Julie Van Loo is better than Chelsea Gray. Heck, Belgium might out point guard them. And with Emma Messerman playing, like, Belgium might go and mess about and beat them. So this is a team that's terribly constructed anyway. And the worst part is that they've got like 5 shooting guards and 4 of them are healthy. Like, if of all the people, it's like your only center is now injured. Your only center is injured. Your only point guard is barely good enough right now to be on this team. Your second best player is also, or second or third best player is also now injured, and Taurasi's injured. You're going to show up with 4 injured players to the Olympics. And not only that, of the 8 healthy players, 1, 2, 3, 4 play the same position. 5 of your 8 healthy players play the same position. Like, you can't have A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Alyssa Thomas on the floor at all times. You've gone with no bigs. Like, if I was Team USA, I would tear this entire team down. I would say, screw the camps. We need to win. We need to win. We can't just show up with a crippled team where everyone plays the same position. Like, you've got... Like, look, the positive sign is that Breanna Stewart and A'ja Wilson are not injured. Especially Breanna Stewart. Breanna Stewart, if you need her to drop 40, she'll drop 40. If you need her to be a facilitator, she'll be a facilitator. If you need her to be a defender, she'll be a defender. Like, on this team right now, and A'ja Wilson is just the best player in the world by so much. You go to A'ja Wilson all the time. Breanna Stewart play deep. Everybody else just be a role player. Kelsey Plum, Kat Copper, Jackie Young, Sabrina, hit open jump shots. You're probably going to win. But the Olympics is a long tournament, and it's a lot of games in very few days. People talk about the Fever is 11 games in 20 days. The Olympics is tougher than that. You're playing almost every day. And the fact is that there's games you should be able to rest. There's games you should be able to play players a few minutes. And it's just not going to happen anymore. Like, it is scary. And again, you've lost your only center. Not even lost your only center. Like, it's a groin strain picked up 2 weeks before the Olympics. 2 weeks. So, it's not going to be easy. Like, this is not going to be easy. And it's on USA Basketball as well. Like, the reserve, they have a reserve list, but obviously they don't want to not bring someone to the Olympics. But that's the one thing is that everyone being like, oh, this is like a meritocracy. It's a meritocracy. No, it's not. If this was a meritocracy, like whatever about Collier where it's like she's not right. If this was a meritocracy, Chelsea Gray would have been cut. Chelsea Gray would have been cut if this was a meritocracy. If this was a meritocracy, Diana Taurasi would have never made the team. Like, that's the thing. That is the whole thing about it. Like, this is, if I was the USA team, like, if USA was any other country, and they didn't do this whole, we've given everybody their jerseys, we run, like, USA camps and everything, and, like, we just pick the teams. Like, no, you pick the team. You pick the team based on what team is going to win you the tournament. And this is not a team that is picked. Like, look, they're going to probably win anyway, but this is not a team picked based to win. Like, if you're going to try to win, as far as positions go, you're not bringing 5 shooting guards. Straight up. Sorry. You're not bringing 6 shooting guards. You're not bringing Jewel Lloyd. You're just not. I don't know what she does on this team. She is a gunner. She is a gunner in the mold of a Kelsey Mitchell or an Enrique, who's not as good as Enrique, who's also not that much better than Kelsey Mitchell. She can just go off at 30 every now and again. In the next game, shoot 5 of 27. I don't know what she's doing there. So you've got, like, if you're looking to win, your point guards, if you want to bring Chelsea Gray, fine, because there's not that many great point guards. But ideally, you'd probably bring Skylar Diggins been better. This team was picked on merit. Skylar Diggins, Caitlin Clark are your 2 point guards. You bring Sabrina Ionescu and Jackie Young as wings who can also handle the ball a little bit. Or even if you want to if you're cool with playing them point guard, you just bring Caitlin Clark. So that's 3 players. As far as your wings go, Kelsey Plum, fine. You 100% bring Kat Copper, no question about it. You leave Jewel Lloyd and you leave Diana Taurasi at home. Because you don't need all of these guards that do the exact same thing. You take is Lainey Hamilton American? Like, if she's American, you take her because she'll actually play defense. You just never know who is, like, I know she's American, but it's like you just never know who's been naturalized to play for other teams. Because obviously you can't, like, take Dewana Bonner, you can't take John Paul Jones from the Bahamas. No, she's represented USA at the World Cup. You take her. You keep Kat Copper. I don't hate taking Kelsey Plum. You keep Fee Collier in there. You keep Asia Wilson, obviously. And then you just need some more bigs. Alyssa Thomas is there. You need to take Bree Jones. Because it's tough to compete with an Ezzy Magbagor against Australia in a game that matters. And then obviously you've got Stewie to match up with Messerman against Belgium, so it's not too bad. But you also probably, again, you could probably take that 4-5 hybrid. You probably need one of them somewhere just to back up Asia Wilson. So, like, you don't want to be playing Stewie at the 5. So you just need something to kind of fix that. I'm just, obviously, off the top of my head, not making great ones. You know what? If you're picking the best 12, you're probably not bringing Angel Reese, and you're bringing Brittney Griner, obviously. You need 2 at each position. And that's the problem is that, like, you have a 12-man roster and you need 2 at each position. They don't have 2 at each position. They're going to have to play what's more than likely most of the Olympics with a kind of sort of point guard in one of Jackie Young or Sabrina Ionescu when you left the current, like, Chelsea Gray, historically for her career, has been the point guard. She's been the best point guard in the WNBA for quite a bit of her career. Without question, one of the best players over the last 10 years. But you've got the actual current point guard sitting at home. You've got no backup center, and your center's injured. So now you've got, the only center you've now got is Asia Wilson, who's not a center. And her backup center right now, if Brittney Griner is hurt, is Breanna Stewart, who is a small forward. So, yeah, you're obviously trying to pick teams based on fairness. And the worst part is, like, even if Breanna Stewart's injured, or if Brittney Griner's injured and replacing her with Leah Boston or Bree Jones, that doesn't help anything. That doesn't change the fact that you've got one center. But no, it was this 6 right here. Hey, look, you're not cutting Sabrina. You're not cutting Kat Copper. You're not cutting Jackie Young. For me, it was bringing all 3 of Taurasi, Kelsey Plum, and Jewel Lloyd. There is bringing all 3 of those. If you want to bring Taurasi, cool. Don't bring Kelsey Plum and Jewel Lloyd. Bring a center and a point. If you replaced Kelsey Plum and Jewel Lloyd, heck, I don't think, like, look, Bree Jones is probably better than Angel Reese. She is. Leah Boston at center is better. I don't think Aaliyah Boston's better than Angel Reese, but she's better center. And both Bree Jones and Aaliyah Boston. Heck, even I was about to say screw Caitlin Clark and bring Ariel Atkins, but that doesn't fix anything either. But if you replace Jewel Lloyd and Kelsey Plum with Caitlin Clark and Bree Jones, that fixes everything in this team. It is just a badly constructed team, and the problem is that, again, you go with one point guard, the point guard's been hurt all year. You got one center, the center is now hurt.